You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back.
Welcome to episode number 1 of the episode number 50, episode number 98 of episode number 145 of the Battered Herons podcast.
You know who else is back? Aliens.
Right now with the whole messy conspiracy, it's set up for him. It's tiring to hear the same garbage and people whining.
Suarez is here. That means I'm here. You're gonna have to deal with
Let
it.
it soak
and
in,
if you don't
baby.
if you don't like it, I'm gonna start biting people, bro.
I think he deserves, to be battered.
I've said worse
might have
things
just-
on the pitch. I've said worse things on the pitch. I mean,
145, this guy. And that's it.
Not gonna lie to you, Solana, you're probably better off just not saying anything.
He said we suck without Messi.
Yeah, we suck without Messi. Like, what?
and, happy 200.
We've done this 200 times, Chris.
I mean, after that introduction, I'm doing terrible. I didn't know that, but
What a disaster. This show is just a disaster. I'm not even gonna sign out.
And while you're at it, get that thumb, put it to work, like and subscribe.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 226 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I can't wait to get into this conversation today. I can't wait.
Today should be interesting to enter. We're taking calls today also. So today should be an interesting episode for sure because
Yes.
we are talking Leagues Cup. We're talking attendance. We're talking boycotts. We're talking price increases. And we're talking what a lot of people don't usually talk about, and is how does the other side live? How do the other 28 other teams live? What do they get? How do they look? So it's going to be interesting to get into all that and more. But let's start off with the good old, how are you, Chris? How was your day? And how do you feel? Do you have the apology letter for Diego Gomez, since you might be running out of time to actually write it?
I have it. It's not with me, so I don't technically have it. It's done, but
I think I've heard this before.
I had to wait for someone to sign it. But let's talk about bigger things. Look right here. Mike V is saying they changed my IMCF rep. What the F? Yeah,
Was it Hunter? Because Hunter left. So Hunter left, so a lot of people got a new rep.
Yes, so I imagine that he's talking about because Hunter is no longer a rep with Inter Miami. So, yeah, a lot of people got new reps, Mike V.
And shout out to Florida, man. This shirt definitely fits Florida, man, because it reps like all the teams that you love. And I wore it in black last week at some point. It might have been an episode where I was on with Solana, because I know Florida man doesn't watch when Solana's on. But I wore it in black last week. This is that what is this called? That cream color. I think it's called cream. It's in white. We got it in baby blue. We got it in a bunch of colors to cover all of Miami. So yes, it's available in all colors. So batteredfans.com for those of you that are interested in this shirt or any other shirt that's worn. So batteredfans.com.
And if you guys don't get a shirt on that website, you'll look hard on you guys. Okay.
What's
you'll
that?
look hard on you guys. I forgot to show this. This is what I got in the last game. I got like 5 of them. So like I'll give this away with the keychain if anybody wants it. So yellow card if you guys don't buy it, and red card for for being weird.
Okay. Now,
I mean, obviously this is a promotion, right? I mean,
yeah, of course. Mr. Krabs, did you see that Austin supporters at the recent game so much for the boycott? Now, I know they have a few supporter groups, right? It's like hypothetically saying, I don't know, Nación Rosa Negra and Southern Legion boycott, but Vice City shows up, right? And Vice City is a big chunk of the supporter group, so it still looks pretty full. So my understanding is that whatever, I don't know the details about their supporter groups, but the ones that did boycott, they didn't show up. But obviously, there's a lot more than just those, and it looked pretty full anyway. And they also have season tickets. It was included in their season ticket package. So if I already paid for it, why not show up? So a lot of those people already showed up.
It seems like 2,000 to 3,000 per fan base represents the boycotters. Because I feel like on average attendance versus the attended people for each game, it's only a difference of like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people. The same people that half of them show up to a U.S. Open Cup game.
I think the biggest how do I say this? I think the stadium that looked the emptiest was Atlanta. But I think it was because it's a football stadium.
It's a huge stadium. Yellow card for all of you guys.
Right. No, but the thing is that they usually fill up pretty well. But if you look back, not just Leagues Cup, regular season, the last few games, they've had a hard time filling up that stadium also.
Yeah.
Because they've had a lot of issues. They've sold basically all their players before the summer transfer window even started. You know that they were all gone. So they got a mess going right now in Atlanta. So I think that maybe it has something to do with Leagues Cup, but it has more than anything to do with the fact that fans are just not going right now.
And shout out to everybody hanging out with us in the chat.
Yes, I'm not sure what you mean by have a bright shirt yet. If you could clarify, we'll answer.
A bright, like a Yannick Bright.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking the other day, like, what could be cooked up for Yannick Bright? And I wasn't sure. But today's going to be fun because we have a couple things to talk about. Like I said, talk about a little about Leagues Cup. I'm going to get into, I contacted, well, we are one of the teams. So 28 other teams and people that are involved in the teams, whether it be content creators, whatever, to find out info about Leagues Cup and season tickets. And I got a response from 27 of them. So the only one I wasn't able to get a hold of was DC United. Outside of that, we got the info. And also, we found out that tomorrow we'll be getting an email. Those of you that are season ticket holders, you'll be getting an email letting you know that you can start renewing for next season, 2025. You can renew your tickets. Now, there's a rumor going around that there might be a price increase associated with that email. So that's interesting. And also in the email, let me pull it up real quick. I did snippet this right here. And for those of you on audio, Chris, would you like to do the honors of reading? For those
sure,
on audio?
Yeah. For those of you on audio, Danny just brought up a little snippet here. Could be from an email. Who knows?
It is.
2025 season ticket member renewals. Great news. We'll be commencing 2025 season ticket member renewals starting tomorrow, July 30th. You'll be receiving an exclusive email to have your chance to renew for the final season at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. You will be receiving your own personalized link that will give you all the information you need, including pricing, early renewal incentives, new member benefits, payment options, and more. Of course, I will be here to support you however you need with any questions you might have after receiving that email. Please be on the lookout for your email tomorrow. Kind regards, blank person.
So, a couple things about this email. One, it's cemented. Even though we already knew, it is now cemented. Next season will be the last season that they play in Chase Stadium.
Yeah.
Right? It's clear as day. It is now official. We already knew it, but it is now official. That will be the last season of 2025. If there were any doubts, there you go. They've now officially said it. Other thing, Chris, do you remember what incentives we got last year for renewing early?
I remember that there was like a taco party, and I don't know what the hell. They said a bunch of stuff that I guess we never got. I'd have to refresh my memory.
The only thing I remember about renewing early last year was that they said that we would have the opportunity to select our seats during this season for the new stadium.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. It hasn't happened.
Nope.
It's not going to happen. So I'm interested to see what incentives they cook up tomorrow to see if there are things that, and we should keep track of this. We should run a list down, and we should just have the list on our screen and just keep it there until each one is checked off, because we end up forgetting about them, and they know we forget about them, and we need to do a better job. I know Joe Kerr does a great job of keeping up with that stuff, because I know there were incentives for renewing last year, and I did renew. I renewed immediately as the first chance I had to get it, even though I was upset about it. I kind of understood the whole point of them raising the price, because we now had the GOAT, and you have to pay that messy tax.
I actually found it right here, and I'm gonna email it to myself, see if I can be able to go ahead and upload it here. So just try to filibuster a little bit as you can.
All right. Well, I see somebody's writing, and they're asking about the progress of the stadium. And what I can tell you.
You guys got to watch Football Miami TV.
Well, yes, they have updates.
Peter Brown and
but
Uncle Ed are solid with that.
for those of you that know about construction, because I don't know much or anything about construction, there's something called pilings. They're almost done. I'm assuming that's the foundation. They are very well ahead and almost done with the pilings. So that I'm assuming that means the foundation. So I'm assuming they can really start working on the bulk of the foundation soon thereafter. So let's see, because it sounds like there's definitely progress being made. And then Liberty saying they might give you free parking. I highly doubt that. Just because of the fact that they make so much money off of it, I can't imagine that they just randomly give that away out of nowhere.
I found the image. I found the image here. Now, the problem with this image is that it seems like it's going to be very small in scale in terms of the font size, but I can read it off as I can zoom in. Let me see if I can be able to pull it up here. Now, for those of you that are, I guess, watching, I just pulled it up in the middle of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. So this is the 2024 renewal, I guess, benefits that you get.
He's zooming in for himself, by the way, not for us.
Yeah, I'm zooming in for myself. Yes. Now, from what I see here in the middle column, it says, well, you have non-premium members and then premium members. Now, I don't know which one we fell under, whether it was non-premium members or premium members, but I'll tell you some of the benefits. So 17 package MLS, match package MLS, we got that. 2024 Apple TV, we got that. Flexible payment plan, yeah. Custom 2024 membership card, yeah. Miami Freedom Park ticket priority, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Pre-sale and discounts to other Inter Miami matches, that, no. Pre-sale and or discounts to other Inter Miami matches. I don't know how we were able to get pre-sale and or discounts to other Inter Miami matches. I didn't get it.
I think the supporter groups gets it.
Oh, yeah, but this isn't the supporter group. This is the ticket members. This is people that are renewing their membership.
I know. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just saying I think they get it. I don't think everybody else gets it.
Pre-sale and or discounts to other Drive Pink benefits. I mean, events. I don't know because I didn't do any other event. I guess they did because they give you discounted tickets to watch, Fulano play against Mingano. I don't know. Parking priority and member pricing. I don't know. I guess. I don't think so. I pay the normal price. Preseason football fiesta. Open training friendly meet and greet. I mean, what was that? That burger party? That barbecue party? I mean, we weren't planning on doing this, Danny. Should I keep going?
I mean, if you see anything that's glaring, because I mean, you're gonna bore everybody if you're gonna go one by one. But if you don't see anything that's glaring, that's fine. Now, the thing here is, because Solana was going back and forth on the Discord, and I'm sure me and him, we're gonna do cafecito with the Herons tomorrow morning, and I love debating the Solana, so me and him can get into it tomorrow morning because he is okay with the price increases. He thinks that they are warranted because we have Messi on the team and Suarez and Busquets and all these guys. To an extent, I understand where he's coming from, but it's called the Messi tax, right? That's what everybody like. Not many American sports teams double in price from one year to the next. That's what we witnessed last year. And everybody said it's the Messi tax. That's fine. I'm okay paying the Messi tax. But how many home games have we played this season, Chris? If you don't know, that's fine. I'll tell you.
I don't. Probably like
13. We played 13 home games.
Over 13.
Regular season home games. Messi has played 8 of those. Now, I don't usually care because I buy season tickets whether Messi's on the team or not. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the badge.
But the issue here is that if I'm paying a Messi tax, but Messi isn't playing, then there's an issue.
Because you're paying the Messi tax.
Because I'm paying the Messi tax. And at this point, it's become very apparent to me that although I enjoy being a season ticket member,
it's not sustainable.
There aren't many perks to being a season ticket member because those 5 games in which he didn't play, I could have gotten into that stadium and sat in about the same area for probably half of what I spent, maybe even less.
I want to mention one more thing. The 2 on the bottom says free IMCF license plate voucher. I didn't get one.
What was that?
That's the second to last one is a free IMCF license plate voucher.
We
And
haven't
then
gotten that.
season
That would be
ticket
nice.
member appreciation gift. Everybody was supposed to get one. I don't know what that was.
Well, just so you know, in that email that we received today, they announced that we will be receiving that gift this week, or at least find out what it is this week. Coincidentally, right when we're gonna renew our
Of course, we're finally gonna get our gift, right?
Yeah. So there we go. So we should be
Stupid
getting
box.
Now, my question to you is, what is that
Stupid
gift going to
scarf.
be? Now, for those of you that are new here, I felt like it was cool, right? Because some of you guys don't know. So I decided that I would bring out the last 2 years ago.
A stupid box.
No, it's a cute box. I like it. I still have it.
That's
obviously,
the only
right?
good thing about it. You got a scarf, you get toilet paper.
No. Let's see. We got a cute little card, right? No, I don't mind. And then we got this
A
scarf.
stupid scarf.
It's not a stupid scarf. It's a nice scarf. You got this scarf, Inter Miami, CF, and then you got it here, and it says heartbeat, right? The heartbeat, boom, be the heartbeat, or I am the heartbeat, whatever. Okay. I thought it was cool. I didn't mind. Okay. And then here we go. Here's another one. This is last year.
Smaller box.
Now, what this was
that card that I mentioned.
lanyard, and you got a card. Okay, this is a season. This says that you are a season ticket holder, right? Since 2019, as you guys can see there. I've been here since 2019, since the team was in existence, and I was one of the first 100 people to get a season ticket. So I get the number of my season ticket in the back, and I get a lanyard. Those were the last 2 years. My question to you, what are you expecting next year? Or I'm sorry, this week?
I guess
scarf?
I think we're getting a fucking scarf, man. We're getting a fucking stupid scarf.
Now, to be very clear, because Solana was giving me crap because he's like, who signs up to be a season ticket member thinking about the gifts? You're 100% right. That's not why I sign up. But when I find out what other teams are getting and what other teams are paying,
That's a problem.
I understand they don't have Messi and all these players. I get it. But although Cincinnati and Columbus don't have Messi, they have a good team. And they're also getting other things on there.
But I think the idea that Solana has is, dude, these people, we're paying season tickets to watch this team. This team. Right?
No, say
with
however
Messi,
you want.
without Messi.
Yeah, but Messi's on the team. You have to pay for it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you got to pay extra, right? But I still want fucking better gifts. I don't care what Solana says. I want a leather coat. I want bobbleheads.
Well, no, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking
license
about.
plate voucher.
Let me see.
Bare minimum.
I'm gonna show you what other teams in other sports do. Well, I'm gonna show you one.
What are we doing?
We've been talking, and I've brought this up a few times, okay? And I've brought this up a few times that now the Vegas Raiders do a great job with the season ticket holders. Every season, they always do a great job, okay? Let me see if the video opens, and I'm going to show you what the Raiders do.
The autumn wind is a pirate.
Oh, my God.
In from sea, with a rollicking
What?
song he sweeps along.
They
swaggering
get
voice.
this? Oh, this is like
The Raiders kill
battle?
it. Every year, they kill it.
Face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash. With a
I mean, for
silver
those of you on audio, this is a literal,
bristling
this is like
Treasure
battleship map, treasure chest with actual fans on it,
A villain big and bold.
with freaking metal created plates.
For their gold. The autumn
I mean, it looks like it was forged in a cave somewhere.
round and
He is literally pulling
It's a
out
thing of beauty.
his beautiful tickets, a charger, and oh my goodness. I mean, guys,
Yeah, man.
Was that
the Las
music playing
Vegas
from
Ra-
the box?
So that has
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mount, so you could hang this on the wall if you want.
Uh-huh.
Now we'll
check
take
out
a
the
look at
tickets.
tickets.
Look at this. And I stop right there. Now, to be clear, I don't expect Inter Miami to do that. That's the NFL. The NFL is another level. The money that the NFL teams and the NFL league itself makes is another level. That's for you Dolphin fans. If you don't get anything like that, you should complain to the Dolphins. So I'm not asking the Inter Miami to do anything like that. But my God, like do something. Like compare that to like this.
Look at what Solana's
Like,
saying.
look what I just watched. Look what you just watched. And now look at this. What you just watched. This. What you just watched. This. Like, come on. You can see where it's like, man. Like, I know because you know what? You know how I know that this could, not that, but something better could be done? Because everybody says, get rid of the salary cap. Let them spend. Because the Moss brothers, they got infinite amount of money because they could bring anybody. Take off the salary cap, forget it. We're going to spend like crazy. Like, give us something then. If you got money like that, give us something.
Mr. Krabs, I understand you're saying.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I get it though, Danny. But at the same time, the MLS is trying to get on that level. The MLS is trying to get to a level where they compete with the NFL and the NBA. You have the greatest player that plays your sport of all time at this point, raking in all the money right now. I want something else other than a damn scarf.
No, but look,
my God,
Solana. Solana said 50-year franchise versus a 4-year franchise. Solana, this is something that I want to make very clear.
Get out of here.
I think that treasure box is probably expensive as hell. I don't expect them to do that. But that showed me effort. I felt like they put thought and time into that. I feel like time is worth more than money. Show me that you put some effort into treating us well, because that's all we're really asking for. Like you those scarves, like you sell them in the team store. Like, thank you. Like, come on. That's all I'm saying. I saw somebody in the Discord, and we're gonna take calls later. And I put it out there, Chris. I tagged you, but you probably didn't see it. That I was gonna open it up to suggestions. I wanted people to say what they thought the gift would be for tomorrow. Maybe we get something funny, and maybe we get some good ideas also. And I told them the best thing, whoever has the best idea, whatever it is, I'll give a free shirt to. We'll decide, and we'll even let people that don't watch live comment under the video, and we'll decide the winner on Wednesday when we come back.
I want to mention something real quickly. Somebody said, I think it was Florida Man said, I can't believe Chris reads. Fun fact, when I got grounded, my punishment was to read chapters of the encyclopedia and write about what I read. So just decided to throw that personal fun fact here.
I don't believe you.
No, I swear on everything that I love.
I'm going to ask your father. I don't believe
Ask my father. He'll tell you straight up and down. And you know him. You could talk to him. Mr. Krabs is also saying, I smile like the pizza rolls are done. Listen, I smile because smiles are contagious. Do that every day for your life to other people that you don't know, and the world will be a better place. So smile, guys.
Smile, and like what I said to Solana, show effort. If you show, even with your lady or your man, whoever you're with, and your spouse, whatever it is, show effort. That goes a long way, right? Anybody could put down money, put a little thought and effort into things, and that goes a long way. I promise you. All right. So anything else you want to bring up about the season tickets and possible prices or anything like that?
I want my fucking Letterman jacket, Solana. Get the hell out of here.
You're not going to get that. Now, I saw somebody here. Where was it? Somebody said that they sent something in the Discord, and I can't find it now. Oh, Jason sent it in the Discord. Okay. I can't look in Discord right now. All right, so let's keep going. Well, let's touch on Diego Gomez real quick before we keep going. Did you hear that Diego Gomez it's just about finalized, but it's going to be for a lot lower than we thought? Yeah. Does that disappoint you? It makes sense to me.
it disappoints us because we are starting to see the value that he brings, right? And we know the value that he could bring to a team in the Premier League. So for cheaper, I mean, I would have, of course, who wouldn't love to make the sell for more money?
But I thought it was weird that he would be going for that much. Like, this makes a little more sense to me.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think he has the potential to make that money, but because he hasn't shown it necessarily for a full-on season. Like last year, he had a rough start. We saw the potential. Well, at least I saw the potential. You didn't. But I was like, this kid's going to be good. And then this season, he showed it for what? A solid 2 months. Then he got injured.
Yeah.
Then he came back and he balled out for a couple games, and now he's gone again. So
But
I thought that the fact that he hasn't showed it for a consistent amount of time, I was like, 20 mil, that doesn't sound right. I wasn't arguing. I wasn't hating on it. But to me, it didn't sound right.
Yeah, but as a midfielder, dude, to see the way that he plays, the resilience that he has on both offense and defense, like teams die for box-to-box players like that.
No, and I agree. Everybody is saying 10 million is solid, though. It is solid. I think 10 million makes sense. I think that's great. But people were saying 18 million. I was like, God damn, Almada just won
that's out of
20
control.
million. And Almada was balling for like 2-3 years. Like, I thought that
And
was
he's a
really
playmaker.
crazy. Right. So
he's a
I thought that it was crazy. So this makes more sense to me. Now, the other thing that, and I don't know if anybody in the chat maybe can point this to somewhere where it gives us a solid answer. I've been looking and I can't seem to find it. I feel like a lot of those reports were suggesting that he's going to join the team this summer. Now, I know Tata, somebody said that he wanted him till the winter.
Yeah.
I'm yet to see a clear, concise yes or no that came out today, that was reported today, that said one way or the other. I know that I saw reports the last couple of days or last week or whenever it was first reported, but now with the new sale price and everything, I am yet to hear a concise, like, he's staying till winter or he's going right now.
Well, Scott Carey's saying that Miami has to split the profits with Libertad. El Bigote is saying, I read winter. Solana is also mentioning in December. Ungodding is saying he will leave next year.
All right, well,
look, that's the one thing where I think is just a little bit scary, right? Because you want him to stay until December. If he leaves sooner, it's gonna be kind of terrible for us to replace that kind of engine. It's tough. I mean, luckily, Bright has been playing very, very well, right? But at the same time, Matias Rojas hasn't been as consistent. So that's another scary part because we bring in Matias Rojas. He's not as great defensively, but he's pretty active, but he's been injured. So
Mr. Krabs is so observant.
Yes.
Said I'm
Mr.
drinking the
Krabs, you are
Publix
very
brand
observant.
water. Why would I? That's the only water I purchase.
You want to know what the worst part is, Mr. Krabs, is that he drinks his water room temp. Who drinks water room temp? Room temp water, yes or no in the chat right now.
Why would you? The only time I drink it cold is when I just got done playing sports or something. and
Yes
really
or
hot.
no? Yes or no? Chat. Room temp. Oh, you guys are different sort of humans. I don't even want to
I don't
do the
know.
show any. You all get a yellow card.
You see how everybody said room temp immediately? Doesn't that mean that you are the weirdo?
No, man. Listen.
Look, everybody. Look at that. All right. Thank you.
I drink it from the glaciers of Antarctica. That's how I drink my water. The way you're supposed to drink it, from the glaciers, dripping from it.
All right. We can move on.
So
right.
we'll move on, and I guess we'll get to Leagues Cup. Yeah. Yeah, Tommy needs to know what hair gel you use, Danny.
I don't use hair gel. I use, what's it called? Is it pomade? Something like that? Pomade. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think it's called pomade. I don't know. It's definitely not gel. My hair's thinning as it is. With gel, it looks even worse. So there you go. Pomade. Thank you. El bigote.
Nice. Bigote.
All right.
He probably uses it for his bigote.
All right. So there's been a lot of talk about the Leagues Cup and about the stadiums being half empty, right? I think that people have showed up. There was one person that said something. I think it was on Friday night, and they said, and I talked to you about it. They said the Seattle Sounders only had 28,500 people show up to the stadium for the Leagues Cup game. The boycott is working, and they weren't being sarcastic. They meant it. I started talking to that person. I said, this makes no sense. 28,500, that's a really good turnout. They said, not for the Seattle Sounders. I checked. Their average attendance is about 30,000. So, yes, it is a dip.
Oh, my God.
But it's not a huge dip, right? 31,000. So, they dipped maybe like 2,000 people. I still think that's a pretty good turnout. Now, we went back and I asked Chris, could you do me a favor? I think I was driving. I don't know what I was doing. I asked Chris, could you do me a favor? Could you go check what the attendance was when the Seattle Sounders hosted their Open Cup game this year? Do you remember what that number was, Chris?
I think it was really low. I think it was like
3,000.
Yeah, it was 3,000.
I'm not here to debate Open Cup, Leagues Cup, but can you not see that there's a huge difference here? Like they said, the boycott is working because only 28,500 people showed up to the Seattle Sounders home game, when only 3,000 showed up for the Open Cup game. Like, come on, you got to see why business-wise Don Garber is like, you know what? If we have to pick one, we'll stick with Leagues Cup. I think they should just do both. Just do both and increase the rosters. But if you're going to choose one, you have to understand why Leagues Cup is being chosen.
Well, I mean, when you have the 3,000 that I mentioned earlier on average that are boycotting are the ones that are waiting outside of FIU Stadium waiting for Miami FC versus some team, right? That's awful, dude. What difference did it make for the 3,000 that didn't show up? And are those same 3,000, are they not buying merch anymore? Are they not going to any more games, regular season games or anything? Because the people that they're boycotting, essentially, they think it's the league, but a lot of these owners are for the Leagues Cup. So they're essentially...
Well, yes. Go ahead. Good. No, I'm sorry. I see Steve Munoz just said something that I want to bring up. Huh?
They're boycotting the ownership of the league, but not their owners and not their organization. But they think...
I don't mind boycotts. I like when people boycott. If you're not happy, make yourself be heard. I like it. Go for it. I just don't like when they're like, it's working. Shut up. Look, if you want to boycott, dude. Just boycott. Just be quiet about it. Like, just do your boycott. Hopefully it works for you, but shut up. All right. Just real quick. Steve Munoz said, forget hair gel. What would happen if Danny shaves his beard? I did it for Halloween a couple years ago. My wife said I look like a lesbian. I'm not doing it again. All right. So that's that real quick.
I have a really old picture that I wanted to put up from when we were in high school. You think I should put that up?
Go for it. Now, go for it. I don't care. All right. Now, there's another thing that in that conversation I was having with that person about the Seattle Sounders, there's another tidbit that came up, which Steve Munoz just brought up. And it was, that's because season ticket holders in Seattle have Leagues Cup games as part of their package, not U.S. Open Cup games.
I mean, they're paying like
good
$5
point,
for
Steve
US
Munoz.
Open Cup games.
Very, very good point, Steve Munoz. This is where the MLS in general, I thought was failing. I thought that they were failing because they need to include the Leagues Cup in their season ticket package. That's what I thought, right? Because if season ticket members got these tickets included for Leagues Cup, I bet you that stadium doesn't look like that on Saturday. If I already have my ticket, I bet you on a Saturday to watch this team, Suarez and all these guys, you don't think people show up to that game? I mean, you and I were going to show up anyway. I mean, I didn't go because I was sick, but I would have, I bought tickets to go.
Yeah.
Like, people would have showed up. That's a big failure on the MLS's part. But like Steve Munoz said, Seattle had it included. So because I was sick and I didn't go to the game, I had time on my hands. So I started reaching out to people.
You don't want to give Danny time.
Yeah. I started reaching out to people. 29 teams. I got in contact. Well, we're counted as one of them. I got in contact with 28 of 29.
Good comment.
Only one that I missed was DC United. Okay. How many teams do you think, if you had to guess, have their Leagues Cup included in their season ticket package? Not all of them. Okay. So let me be clear. Not all of them. How many? And chat, just for fun's sake, go ahead and just put it in the chat. How many do you think out of the 29? How many teams do you think include the Leagues Cup in their season ticket package?
I have a number that I want to give, but I'm just letting them flood in here. David Reichert is saying 10. Lawrence 26. Gus is saying he's sticking with the safe side half. Bigote 22. Sean Callahan 3/4 of the league 21. 12. I mean, we have Manny saying 3. I mean, that's awful. 23, 25. I'd say about 22.
Okay. 22. All right. I'm going to put up the graphic here. Of the 29 teams, well, 28, right? Because DC United, I wasn't able to count.
Yeah.
Of the 28 teams.
Oh, my gosh.
21 of the teams are including Leagues Cup in their season ticket package.
66% of Canada included it.
Only Inter Miami, the Red Bulls, Montreal, Nashville, LAFC, St. Louis City SC, and Minnesota United. Those are the only teams, and again, I don't know about DC United. Those are the only teams that did not include Leagues Cup in their season ticket package.
You know what I think that they probably did include as a fucking Letterman jacket.
Nah. Well, St. Louis, this is just their second season.
Yeah.
Nashville came in the same season as us. LAFC. See, St. Louis, LAFC, Nashville, Inter Miami, all relatively new teams. Minnesota, I believe, also. Montreal and Red Bulls surprised me because those teams have been around. But yeah, look at all the teams that include Leagues Cup. Group stage only, yes. And thank you for Hash for saying that. Yes, group stage only, which makes sense to me. I would be okay with that because they can't charge you. Well, because they can't charge you for what they don't know is going to happen. Right? Yeah. They don't know if they're going to make it to the knockout stage, so they'll charge you for the games that they know that they're going to host. And I believe when they charge you for season tickets, they don't know if you're going to host 2 games. So some of these teams only got the first one because they ended up hosting 2 games. But they got at least 1 Leagues Cup game in their season. And you know what? Cincinnati, they got their championship cup game included in their season ticket. Now, Columbus, I don't know. Now,
but this is disrespectful.
Now, Columbus, for example. Columbus isn't in the group stage. They got to bye to the knockout stage. I talked to Ty from the Wise Men. That very first knockout game included in their season tickets. So they're getting a knockout game included. So I don't know what to say because why wouldn't Leagues Cup be included? You wouldn't have that half-empty stadium. Oh, I'm sorry. I do know why. Because this is the Messi tournament, and they expected Messi to play. But now you got a half-empty tournament, and a lot of people that purchased the ticket ahead of time, like me and you, technically could have gone for what? We paid
$14,
$100, and we could have gone for $14.
Yep, we could have gone for $14.
That is a huge misstep in my opinion. And Orlando, I know we don't love Orlando very much, but they did do something that I thought was interesting.
And I mean, I imagine that finally Orlando did something good for their fans.
So I was talking to somebody from Orlando, and they included the Leagues Cup. They didn't include the knockout rounds. But what they did do is they already let them know, like, hey, by the way, though, if we host a round of 16 game, if we host a semifinal, if we host a final, these are the prices. They're already letting them know months ahead how much they're going to charge. Do you think Miami would do that? No. Miami's going to
Absolutely
wait.
not.
They're like, who's coming up? Montreal? All right. We're going to have a hard time selling that game. Let's charge this. Oh, no, wait, what? We got
LAFC?
Who's that? LAFC? No.
Yeah.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So
Yeah.
this is the email. Oh, well, I should have done a close up. I should have zoomed it in. Anyway, right here it shows they're gonna have to pay $93 if they make it to round of 32, 93 round of 16, 93 quarterfinal, 108 semifinal, 123 if they make it to the final. They got this months ago.
Fair.
They already know what the price is gonna be if they make it a certain amount of a distance or in the tournament. I think that's great.
And it's only a $15 increase the more you progress into the tournament.
Transparency, I think, is a great thing.
Yes.
There's also 6 teams in the league that give free parking. It's amazing. 6 teams in the league that give free parking.
And they park on real parking lots, probably.
Well, like New England's one of them. And look at that parking lot that Gillette Stadium has.
Yes.
So when you start talking to people across the league, you're like, man, like we
really got the shit end of the stick.
No, it's hard to say that because we have a great team on the field. But like, come on, like if they would have given us a 50% increase, it's like, okay, but to double the price on us last year from one second to the other, to double it and not include things that the majority of the league is including, I think that's messed up. Like if you're going to double the price on us and we see that more than half the league is getting this included and you don't include it for us, I think that's messed up.
Well, I think what's awful at this point is I think we talked a little bit about it, and I was hoping that you'd be able to talk about it either today or in the next show, that this team's got to get their act together because they got to figure out what to do when Messi's not around. This is really the time where they kind of got to take a look at the mirror and say, we don't have Messi at this point, and things are not looking good. We got $14 tickets on StubHub.
Well, you know what? And I think that's what was the glaring, I think that stood out to me the most this past weekend. I couldn't make it to the game. I tried to give away my tickets. It was very difficult to give away my ticket. I ended up giving them to Solana.
Yeah.
Because, and I gave away some other ones. I ended up with a lot of tickets because people weren't going. So they were just giving them to me to give away. But it wasn't easy to give away my tickets because people weren't interested in going. If Messi was going, I would have probably made a profit if I would have sold them. Yeah,
absolutely.
And what stood out to me there is when Messi isn't here and that new ballpark comes up, because I expected a price increase when the ballpark opened.
Oh, absolutely.
I was expecting it. I expected it. I didn't expect it next year. And I don't know if it's happening, but rumor is that it is going to happen.
They better not. I mean, but now, yeah, go ahead. Finish your thoughts. Sorry about that.
No, I was just going to go ahead.
I was just going to bring this comment up by Don Capacito. He's saying, but you guys are still renewing, though. Where would you draw the line? I mean, that's a good question because I would have thought that drawing the line would be the increase. But I want to go to these games. I love going to the games. I love supporting this team. I love going with my kids. I mean, it's a great experience.
I'm going to tell you what's my issue. And Chris knows me very well. He knows I'm a thinker, I'm a planner, and I don't do anything without a purpose.
Yeah.
You ask Solana, me and Solana were talking about a Heat show like a year before we ever finally put it out. I really think things out, and I don't do things unless I know that, one, I think that they can succeed, and two, that I have them all planned out. If I were to say, let's not renew our tickets, I'd want there to be a purpose for that. And if I were to get Chris behind me, and even if I would get some of you guys in the chat behind me, and let's do it. Let's boycott the season. Let's not renew.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a purpose or I thought a way that we could win this, I would say let's do it.
Yeah.
The downfall to the Messi effect, I love that he chose us. The downfall to the Messi effect is that if we don't go, it doesn't hurt their pockets because people will show up anyway. They'll just buy the tickets that we left behind because Messi's here.
Yeah.
That doesn't work until Messi leaves. Yeah. And even if Neymar comes, I'm seeing some people in the chat saying Neymar. Neymar doesn't move the needle like Messi.
No.
Nobody in the world moves the needle. Like, we have Suarez, Busquets, and Alba on the pitch right now, and people are selling their tickets for $14 and losing money.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, look at what Yeah, go ahead.
Neymar will never move the needle anywhere near what nobody. I'm not saying nobody. I would love to have Neymar here, and I do think he brings some fans, but it'll be nowhere near what you're experiencing right now with Messi. Okay, at that point, then you could try to do what Don Cafecito is saying: don't renew, make a statement. But as of right now, it sucks. Now, if I can't afford it, then I won't do it.
Yeah.
But if I can afford it, like they got us, and it's frustrating because you figure like they coined it La Familia. But man, like they're not treating us like it.
Well, and you're right about what you're saying. It's essentially we'd have to wait until Messi is out of here in order to really make a solid stance, because they're going to need the fans more after that happens, because there's no Messi that's going to pull them. And it's just like you said, I was going to mention the same thing. Fabian Rangel, he mentioned, dude, there's $14 tickets right now to watch Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba.
And the best team in the MLS.
And the best team in the MLS. And nobody's buying them. You couldn't hand them out for free.
Mm-hmm. And then I saw somebody, I lost the comment, says Neymar would attract the Brazilian population. And Solana very well put. Messi attracts all populations.
Yes.
There's a difference. That Messi tax is real. But what's frustrating is that they aren't even trying to be
considerate.
What's the word? Not considerate. The word slips me. But they're just putting it in our face. They're letting us know this is what we're doing.
And you can't do a thing about it.
Yeah, and F you. We don't care that you've been here since 2019, as my card says. That you were here since 2019. We don't really care. We're gonna price you out anyway. I have two tickets. I was hoping to get 4, 5 at some point. My family's growing. It's gonna be a family of 5. I was hoping at some point that I would be able to purchase season tickets for 5 people. Now I'm questioning if I can afford 2.
Yeah, because you know that new stadium price is gonna be outrageous. That new stadium price is gonna be outrageous because you're gonna be paying Messi tax and brand new stadium tax and Miami tax.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that it's not gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if the tickets go up like 30-40% from whatever this new rate is, even though Mike V says that his rep says that he's really gonna like the price point.
Maybe because the stadium is larger, even though it's not a lot larger, but there is a truth to that. Look, and Jason L has 6 tickets. Well, yeah, that's awesome. I have 2, and I'm hoping to get 5 at some point, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. We might have to alternate. Like, we just switch off who gets to go to the games this week. But look, and let me tell you something. And I've considered what Steve Munoz says. At some point, you have to like draw a line.
Yes.
But it's frustrating because I know that this line won't matter because they know why they can increase the price. Because they know the tourists and all these people are just showing up to watch these people from other places. That is frustrating, man.
Yeah, it is. Because you could just tell that they can do the abuse at this very moment. I'm telling you guys, 2 years from now, Danny and I are going to be sitting right here in this same spot. And then at that point, moves could be pivotal. Moves can be pivotally made. Yellow card on you, my friends back there.
Well, and look, and we've heard already, and we know, maybe not every episode, but we know that people from the front office watch our show. Okay, and it's just very common for all sports teams, right, across the country. They watch podcasts and stuff because they want to get the pulse of the people, right? Because they want to hear what the fans have to say.
Yeah.
And if by coincidence this is one of the episodes you're listening to, you should reconsider some stuff because
yellow card.
We're trying to hold on tight right now, but at some point we're gonna get frustrated and we're gonna figure out when we can make our voices heard. And maybe it's because you plan on selling Jorge Mas, because I've heard rumors that there might be at some point might get your profit and bounce, and maybe you think that you won't have to worry about the repercussions after Messi leaves. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but
we want more than this. We want more than cooling towels and scarves. Which, by the way, you mentioned scarves, and you got a scarf. Listen, you could have gone to the Heineken table and gotten yourself a scarf. $3.99, just
look,
a rando walking in. Okay.
The gifts don't bother me that much, honestly.
Look at this.
The gifts they don't bother me that much. I wouldn't make a big deal about the gifts. It would be cool.
I'm freezing.
But to me, it's the pricing is what really bothers me. Now, you want to hear a couple other things that were interesting that other teams get? Sure. Other teams, like the LA Galaxy, I believe, who else was it? Let me not say because I'm not 100% sure. There was two teams. There was Galaxy and another team that told me that if they can show proof that they are going to a road game, that the team will purchase their tickets. And then there were a handful of teams that talked about a ticket exchange that their teams give. Now, the way the ticket exchange works is if, let's say, hypothetically, you couldn't make it to this Wednesday's game, you call the team, let them know, hey, I can't make it on Wednesday. They take back those 2 tickets, and they let you change them for 2 tickets to another game later on in the year.
Yes.
And who else? That I think it was the Red Bulls that told me they have a name for it and everything. It's called
they actually
never wasted ticket. The Red Bulls. Well, a lot of teams actually have that program,
yes.
But the Red Bulls actually gave it a name, never wasted ticket program. And the Red Bulls, if you can't make it, they call it the never wasted ticket program. You give your 2 tickets or how many tickets you have back, and then you change them for other tickets later on in the year. So I guess you could give them to like a buddy or something. So yeah, look at that. Like the other teams are getting, but we have Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Alba, and the best team in the league. So we kind of just have to take it. Yeah,
I get it. I mean, it's dumb because at some point we're not going to have them. I can't wait. How much?
You know what?
Much
yes, that's a great point.
How much crow do you think this team is going to eat 2 years from now when all those guys are gone and they have to modify the price to the new price of the quality they have on this team? Because it's not going to be Busquets, Alba, and all these other guys, and Messi and Suarez. So how are they going to be able to justify the price point that they get to? And then the following year, what's going to happen? It's going to be like a 50% cut. You think that they're going to swallow that in a new stadium?
I think that's my biggest issue is that I'll pay the Messi tax, but like Solana said, you have the best team in the league.
Yeah.
But what happens if after Messi leaves, hypothetically, let's say we aren't the best team. Let's say we're middle of the table. Those prices, we're still going to be paying those. And somebody in the chat said, in the Discord said, but are we, like, is there a star on top of the badge yet? No. Maybe if we get 2 stars by then, all right, maybe it was worth it, but we don't. And Solana is asking, how do you avoid not hoarding for a certain game? I believe they have a limit. I think you can do it like 2 or 3 times a year. Like, you can't just like, hey, I'm not going to go to the first 6 and then all of a sudden put it. No, I believe they have a limit. And I think if you do it for one game, you could exchange it for another game, not put them all like, hey, I want those 3 times I couldn't go, put them for the Inter Miami game. I don't think that's how it works.
And Tony Axe commenting here, they'll keep signing stars. Listen, again, we just went over this. There's not going to be anyone near the level of Messi. No one.
LAFC just brought in Giroud. They're going to bring in Griezmann and Lloris, right? Those are the 3 stars that they just brought in. And I bet you they're not going to get their tickets doubled for next year.
No way.
Because they're not Messi. You can bring in as many stars as you want. We have the biggest soccer star of all time, football star of all time. Okay? And I'm glad that he's with us, right?
Mm-hmm. It's right there.
I literally have him in my house. I'm happy he's here. And then Griezmann's going to LAFC. Griezmann's going to LAFC, and it's Marco Reus that's going to the Galaxy, for just in case anybody's confused. I forgot my train of thought. I'll let you take over, Chris.
No, I mean, and Mike V is mentioning something perfect here. I'm a first season member. I'm eating the Messi tax. When Messi leaves, they lose their leverage, and they better fix the price. If not, I'll watch on TV. Listen, I'm gonna watch on TV right there with you, Mike. Right there.
As will I. As will I. Because that's gonna be rough. Now we are up against it. We're 55 minutes in. We start Battered Herons en Español at 10:05. But I am going to put the link out there because we will take 1 or 2 or 3 calls. We hope you can make them quick, though, so we can get as many people in here as possible. Because I did want to take calls, but we went longer than expected. So while I put the click, like I said, just click on there. We'll bring you right in. And go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Just come on, guys. Get on board with us, and then make your comment. We'll kick it back with you back and forth. And then at some point, we'll drop the call. We'll go over what we go over and stuff, and then we'll keep it moving.
We already have one, but before I bring on JP, a couple things. Battered MLS Fan Show episode number 2 will be tomorrow night. We're gonna have somebody from Cincy, somebody from Columbus, somebody from I'm blanking right now. We're gonna have 4 people joining us. MLS Moves, Will Force from MLS Moves will also be joining us to talk MLS in general tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, and tomorrow morning, Cafecito with the Herons at 7 a.m. with Solana. I'm sure it's going to be fun, me and him yelling at each other. So, all right, so here we go. JP, and also like and subscribe if you haven't already. Here we go.
And for
JP.
what's up, JP? What's going on?
Danny, I completely disagree with you on the tickets, on the season ticket thing.
All right.
You're saying that I more agree with Solana. Like, you're seeing the best team in the world. I'm in LA, so I don't have season tickets for Miami. But I went to the LA Galaxy versus Miami game this year where Messi scored the last minute equalizer, and the tickets I paid were $695 each, and it was of me, my mom, and my dad.
Okay.
And that's LA prices.
And you guys have Miami prices.
Yeah.
Well, my thing was we were okay. We doubled in price from last year to this year.
Yeah.
And although that was frustrating, we took it in the butt. Like, all right, we doubled our prices. This is the Messi tax. That's it. But we didn't get yes, we get to see Messi. And although we get to see Messi, out of the 13 games we've played at home, we've only seen him 8 times. And one of those was a sub appearance. He only played half the game. So 7.5 times. Okay. So we're not guaranteed to see Messi all the time. But yet we're doubling this price. We didn't get Leagues Cup like everybody else in the league did. We don't get free parking. I pay almost $700 for parking. How's that? Like, at some point, like, when does it stop?
Well, when you buy in my opinion, when you buy a season ticket, you're paying to see the team. You're not buying to see the ticket.
See Messi.
Well, for anything, like for example, like you brought up the Raiders season package, I wouldn't if I was a fan of the Raiders, I wouldn't, and I buy a season ticket. I'm paying that to see the team all season. I'm not paying that so I get gifts.
100%.
That makes sense.
It does. But at what point do you say, okay, they got to stop raising the price? Are you saying that they could just keep doing it to us just because Messi's on the team?
Well, at some point, like when you said that at some point you won't be able to afford it, then at that point it'd be easier to get the Apple TV pass and see it on your phone or TV, and eventually everyone will continue doing it once Messi gets older or leaves.
Yeah.
Like Danny brought up about Neymar coming. Neymar doesn't bring in that many crowds in Saudi when he plays, and let alone MLS.
No, those are solid points, JP. By any chance, have you ever had season tickets for your team, for the teams out there?
I did for it wasn't for like a USA team. I lived in Bolivia for a few years.
Oh, nice.
And I had 8 season tickets for Wisterman. It's a Bolivian club for Cochabamba.
So you're just real quick, just to clear up and to summarize what you're saying. You're saying you understand the price increase. If you can't afford it, just don't go. Watch it on home, and then eventually everybody will stop going, and maybe they'll change it later.
I don't know the name of the owners of Miami, like the team.
Jorge Mas.
The Mas brothers.
the Mavs brothers. They'll be, and I'm pretty sure the new stadium is going to cost them billions. And if no one can afford to go, they have to. That's how people make normal prices for, like, for example, sodas, chocolate. They make it easier for the consumer. If no one can pay for it, then no one's they're losing money on the billions or millions of dollars spent on the stadium.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
If
so
all they care about
JP,
is money, then they want money.
All right, JP. Thank you for the call.
Unfortunately.
So JP, thanks for the call, JP. JP thinks that we should just stop going, I guess. I mean, yes, that's an option. That's not one that I like. But
Well, I mean,
if you can't afford it, stop bitching is what he's saying.
well, and I understand his point, right? Or you can like change seats within the stadium and stuff like that. But I mean, at some point, like something's got to give in terms of like the pricing or the accommodating of the fans.
All right.
So.
We're going to bring on Chrissy Bakery.
What's up, Chrissy Bakery? What's going on?
Oh, yo, what's up, Battered Herons? Well, I mean, I guess with the whole thing you said, I mean, honestly, I mean, I think not most people, maybe some people are just better off with just getting the Apple TV subscription and spending money that pretty much costs the amount of buying a small car.
Yeah,
100%.
True.
It's just, look, and not to take your time, Chrissy. So I'm not hanging up on you. Just real quick. I'm a transplant, right? I moved down from New York. Most of my teams, as you can tell right over here, they're horrible teams from New York. Miami finally got a team that I was like, this is going to be my team. I finally get to own season tickets for a team that's going to be my team. I was very excited. Yeah. I don't get to watch the other teams all the time because they're obviously in New York. I was finally going to be a season ticket holder for a team that I like, that I want to go see every week. This was very exciting for me. And as you can see, I was within the first 100 season ticket holders ever, right? I purchased those tickets as soon as I could. And now everybody's just telling me, sucks, but you can't afford it. Enjoy it from Apple TV. I mean, I get it. It makes sense, but it sucks to hear because I think that's unfair. And I think that sometimes people should be, at least front officers, be considerate of people like us that we've been around for so long. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess they're pretty much saying, well, I mean, look, if you want to see the greatest player in the world, you have to pay up. So,
but if I were told, hey, this Messi tax only exists when Messi's there, okay, I guess. But these prices aren't going down.
Well, one thing I want to mention before we let go of Chrissy Bakery, and maybe you can comment on this too. Mez is mentioning, can't you buy tickets individually every time? You can. Like, if you were to quantify how much the cheapest ticket was per game up until now, do you think that it would exceed how much we paid for our season tickets?
Oof.
That's a good question.
Well, it depends, because when Messi is playing, and hell, I'll even blame some of the season ticket holders, because some of you guys are to blame also, because when Messi is playing, you guys don't go to the games, and then you tax that thing, and you charge a lot of money also. So it's like everybody's at fault here. I'll keep giving a thumbs up. Thank you, Chrissy.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciated.
We'll take the last two calls, and then we'll gotta get out of here so we can do the Battered Herons in Espanol.
So we got Pingu. What's going on, Pingu? Just let it all out.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Mike V. What's going on?
What's good, Mike?
What's good, Mike?
Hey, what's going on? Listen, so I spoke to my rep like 30 minutes today, because I sent her like a scathing email after she sent me the wrong information on
Did you use ChatGPT?
On the old rep. Yes. Yeah, of course, dude. Come on. Come on, of course. I put in ChatGPT, pissed off client at soccer team, and it just gave me like the whole thing.
Oh, how'd that go? How'd the conversation go with her?
Actually, so she was saying, listen, don't worry. The email that's coming out tomorrow, it's not going to be that bad. The increase, you're probably going to be really happy with it. That it's probably less than you're expecting. I'm like, I'm expecting 0.
Yeah, so well, I was about to say, yeah.
So if it's more than 0, I'm going to be pissed. She's like, no, I think that you're going to be happy. So based on that conversation,
maybe it's a decrease.
Yeah, nah, bro. Come on.
You're dreaming, Danny.
Based on that conversation, I think they're going to keep the prices the same, because remember that they said that we were going to go to the new stadium this next year at some point, and now we're not. And so they made it a point to point that out in the email, to say, oh, our last year in Chase Stadium, like I'm going to be like, oh, yay, so nostalgic and shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go all the way up there. I want to drive right here, not an hour and a half and then 5 hours back.
Yeah.
But anyway, aside from those things, I just told her that because she mentioned the Messi tax too. She goes, oh, it's not every day that you get to see the best player in the world. I go, yeah, I know, of course. No, I get that. But, by the same token, who are you bringing next? Just like you've been discussing on the show. And she's like, well, no, there are big things in the works. The new rep used to work for the LA Galaxy. And she came from over there. Yeah. And so I said, okay, so just be honest. How does it compare? Like, we're getting shafted, right? We're getting shafted. And she didn't say yes, but she laughed, and you know how that is. And so, she was, kind of being kind of coy about it, and just saying, she goes, it's just different. And also the capacity of your stadium is a lot smaller. And so, you got to pay. So I was like, okay. Well, I go, if my season tickets are higher than they were up to now, I'm calling you tomorrow. She's like, okay, I'll put my phone on mute. I'm like, okay. Anyway, yeah, that's that.
Sean, real quick before you get off, Mike, Sean Callahan said you can see Real Madrid $450 as season ticket holder for the season. Real Madrid, though, is different because that stadium fits like 1 billion people. Remember, the bigger the stadium, the easier it is to charge less. So that's why that's a little off.
Yeah, I brought that up to her. I said, yeah, I could go watch Liverpool for less. And then she said the same thing.
Yeah.
That kind of
but you know what? It is pretty cool that we get to see Messi in such a small stadium, because everybody that went to see him in Camp Nou, like half the people in Barcelona that went to watch him have never watched him the way we've watched them. So that is pretty cool.
For sure. Over there, if you're in the nosebleeds, he's really La Pulga from all the way up there, because you can't see him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mike. We appreciate you taking the time to call us, man.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
As usual, great show. All right, bye.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, and last call, Lawrence. We'll end it with you, my guy, and then we'll get out of here. What's going on, Lawrence?
Hey, good evening. Good evening. I'm good. I was listening to the last caller. He made some very, very good positive points. But one thing, Danny, why is it not you're not forming like association, like like a season ticket association of persons, and you could actually compare all of the MLS teams, what they're getting, and
so like a union.
Yeah, like a union.
I mean, I don't know about an official union, but yes, what we started doing over the weekend when I was contacting people was started those conversations, because I think a lot of people weren't aware of what was going on, because some of those conversations were being had in chats with multiple content creators and such. So yes, I think we're going to be communicating a lot more about this stuff, because a lot of people were surprised with what other people are getting.
Rumblings may happen, Lawrence.
Yeah, well, definitely, because you made a very good point. I mean, Leagues Cup, I mean, other games, and I mean the gifts, and I mean, it's messy. So if you're paying for something, it means you have to get the value for that money. Yeah. So
and that's why we all kind of understood the whole doubling of price, even though I thought doubling was a bit extreme, because I mean that's really, as far as I know, unheard of. Like, we got LeBron James down here, and Miami Heat fans did not have to double their price. Like, doubling is a lot. But to be fair, our tickets were pretty cheap before, so I get it. But then to go ahead, we had 13 home games. He played 7.5 of them, and then you're like, meh, let's increase it a little more. It's like, fuck, man, come on. Like, at least wait till next year when we're paying for the new stadium. But
but the new stadium comes with a cost, because someone have to pay for it. And the thing is, right, in the NBA, they have smaller stadiums. Yes. So the persons who are making the point of, okay, Real Madrid and Barcelona have large stadiums. The NBA are one of the highest paying leagues in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And they have to, I mean, it's like 19,000, 18,000, those stadiums. So size, I mean, it's one thing, but I think what is helping Messi a lot, especially to pay Messi, is his jerseys, and that is selling in the millions.
Yeah,
So
but I think MLS gets that cut. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
100%
Yeah, but
sure
he
on
gets
that.
a cut from that. He gets a
Yeah,
percentage
But
off
it's
of
not
that.
it's not just his though.
yeah, but the league also, the team also get a cut on it too. Everyone gets a cut, but obviously the league get a bigger cut. But it's
But I think,
millions of jersey. So
well,
the thing as I'm saying is, you just have to like a union communicate it to the owners and just tell
I
them,
think
hey,
that's fantastic.
we need better service.
That's a
I'm agreeing with
fantastic
you.
point, Lawrence. Yeah,
Yeah,
much appreciated, brother.
No problem.
unfortunately, I don't think, like I said, until Messi is gone, I don't think there's anything, at least here in Inter Miami, we could do, because they know that those seats are going to be filled once everybody knows that he's playing. So,
yeah.
All right, Chris, we ran extremely long. Any final words before we jump out of here and jump into Battered Herons en Español? And for those of you that want to hang out with us, Solana, Xavier, in Español, just go ahead and catch us there in a minute or two. Any final words, Chris?
Yellow card on you guys, Inter Miami. Okay. Let's see what you guys bring to the table tomorrow with my gift and whatever price you guys got, because that depends on if you get this bad boy right here. Okay.
Well, remember that we're going to be happy with the price increase. So don't forget. That's what Mike V's rep said. We're going to be happy with the price increase.
Yeah.
So, and then you're asking for the link, just the same exact channel. Battered Herons, YouTube. Same exact channel, just a different episode because we separate the English and the Spanish. So Battered Herons, just go to the channel and we'll be there. All right. For those of you listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're listening on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And for those of you in the chat, as always, is Spanglish okay? Yes, Spanglish is always okay. We actually had Peaches from the UK join us, and she was getting translated everything. So yes, we do it all. And Chris, you got to sign us out.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, if you guys listen on audio while I do my tie, I'm actually doing a tie. For those of you who don't know, I can actually do instructive videos on how to do a tie. But go ahead and like and subscribe, put 5 stars, and put down, Chris, nice tie that you got there. Okay. And I did that with my scarf that I got for free from the Heineken table. Okay. What, Danny, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, we have to extend the whole, we didn't do the best comment for the free gift gets a shirt. So you can leave it afterwards in the comments under the video, and we'll keep it going throughout the week. And by the end of the week, I guess we'll choose a winner.
And so guys, thank you guys for hanging out. You guys in the chat are the best part of the show. Thank you guys for those of you that called in. We love the interactions in the chat, in the call-ins. Much appreciated, guys. If you can, tell a couple friends about us. Let them know that we're some guys talking some soccer, and like and subscribe. And much appreciated to you guys. And if you guys want to join us in Spanish, we'll be doing the Espanol thing, same channel. So stick around. Just refresh the button in like 5 minutes. And until the next one, guys, have a good one.